What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chucky from Shook Earth Media, and today we're looking at World Beyond 209. This is the penultimate episode of the series, and next week we're gonna get the series finale. That's it. It's done. And overall, it's a decent episode. I've been liking how the tension's ramping up, and we're getting to a conclusion that's interesting. We get some answers in this episode. And, I have some issues with little things, but in general, it's a decent episode. It's exciting. It's got some good elements to it. So, we start off in this tunnel scene. We have the CRM soldiers looking for the scientists. And now this scene, I mean, it looks cool visually, but, it's kind of silly because these guys, they're like, oh, it's the scientists. And it's so obviously zombies, like you can hear them and everything. And then they don't shoot at the head, right? It's so obviously zombies because they would have seen the light coming. If they saw the lights coming, they definitely would be running away. They would be diving out of the way. They wouldn't just keep walking forward. So that was kind of funny, They act like, oh, it looked like it was real people, I swear. No, come on. And then somehow, they didn't really explain this, but somehow they got to the zombie experiment room. I don't know how they got here. I guess there's a sewer entrance here. There's just a sewer entrance in like every room. I don't know. I don't know. I do like how they had a plan. They had set charges. With the zombies, they used the zombie pack thing and strapped a C4 to it, and they have these little remote controls, and they blow them up for the CRM soldiers. That was, I like that they have a plan, and they're executing it. It's kind of, in this scene, we had Felix say, oh, there's no going back now, after they blew up some CRM soldiers. There's no but going back now. Bro, did you forget that you blew up CRM soldiers in the last episode? Did you forget that? There's already no going back, dude. So I thought that was kind of funny. It does feel like there's not enough CRM soldiers in this area. I don't know. It feels like there should be more. But I guess there's a few dozen soldiers. It really just... I always thought the CRM was bigger than that. But, I don't know. And then, we got the stuff with Huck and Jadis in this episode, and again, it's going really well. Jadis is an excellent villain in this, and they have this negotiation thing, they have a hostage, and, this is all good, so not much to say about it. I am curious, Jadis mentions, oh, you got all the scientists on your side and stuff. I am curious if there's any dissent. I'm sure there is. People have their own opinions about stuff. People probably are uncomfortable with killing people, and that's what they're doing now. So, it would be interesting to dive into that, but there's just not time for it at this point. And then we got this, again, I forgot to look up this guy's name before starting this review, but I'm not going to do it now. But he got shot in the last episode. I thought he was dead for sure, but we have this scene here of them treating him, and you got Elton. So they have to. They think they have to take out the bullet. My understanding is that you don't do that unless you're a trained professional and you have good equipment. My understanding is it would be better just to leave it in because it's more likely, like it's right in his, abdomen, and he's got the intestines. They mentioned that one wrong move, they nick the intestines, he's done, and that's true. And it's really not advisable for somebody with no medical experience to try to take the bullet out. He takes a swig of vodka before doing it too, which it was just funny to me. I don't know that Elton's ever had alcohol before. Unless, did that happen last season? I don't remember if it did. But it just struck me as kind of funny. But, yeah, you don't try to take the bullet out. My understanding is that it's so hot when it comes out of the gun that it actually is, sterilized. So there really wouldn't be too much advantage to taking the bullet out, from what I understand. Of course, if you're a medical professional, that's one thing. But these kids, I wouldn't trust them. I'll just say that. So, I don't know. But it's a dramatic scene or whatever. I just feel like, it's one of those misconceptions that movies give you. And people would actually try to do it in real life, and they just end up killing the person they're trying to save. So, it's just one of those things. And then we got this little standoff scene where Felix straight up is a psycho at this point. It is justified. The CRM is very evil. But ever since he tried to kill, or he pushed down Huck and did the zombie thing, I've been like, okay, yeah, Felix is a psycho. He used to be the one making sense, but ever since then he's been, I'm very angry, I'm gonna kill everybody. I don't know what that was, so I apologize for that. But yeah, no, Felix, he's a bit of a nut at this point. That's my opinion on Felix. I don't really remember. But, and then we got them leading the Horde in. I predicted last episode that the Horde would come in handy, and indeed it has, and I enjoy that part of the storyline. It makes sense. It adds a ticking clock. If you're a screenwriter, we might do some screenwriting videos, but there's always a ticking clock, and when you're trying to ramp up the tension, and ticking clock just means that there's something that limits how much time they have to, do what they're trying to do. So it just adds another ticking clock. Of course, they have the soldiers trying to get them, but also the zombies coming in. And it comes into play in the climactic scene at the end. And then we get this scene here. It's I found the scene boring when I watched it. But of course, I knew right away, what's his name again? I forget his name. Percy and Iris are talking about, we're going to have a life together after all of this. We're going to be wandering out. I was like, Percy's dead. He's dead. You already know. I mean, that's just how The Walking Dead works. We have a nice scene. We're talking about the future. Oh, we're going to survive together, all this. We're talking about our dreams and all that. You're dead. That's just how this show works, And that's exactly what happens. So he did, but this scene goes on for too long, man. But I see why they had to have it. And then they're trying to blow up all of the gas, and they break into here, and they should have known right away that the gas was gone, because they noticed that the zombies are unfrozen. There's water dripping down. If there was gas still in here, if it has to stay cold, I'm imagining that if something happened and they turned off the freezer, that it would become unusable at a certain point. I mean, why else would you freeze it? I don't know. But, yeah, so we get some fun zombie action, and it's the lady, it's Felix's girlfriend as a zombie. And again, we're getting these flashbacks. I don't know why they think we need these. We've seen all this episode, and they show her tattoo on her hand, So we already knew it was her. So, I don't know why we do these flashback things. They've been doing this all season. It's very annoying. But, it's okay. It's okay. It's not really that big a deal. Okay, now Silas and Elton are breaking in to try to find antibiotics for Dennis. His name is Dennis. I remembered his name because they said it in this episode. Woo! I remembered his name. And then, Silas runs into a guy that he knew, and that was a nice touch. It actually adds some payoff to the fact that, the guy went off to training, and it was a nice touch. I did appreciate that scene. We had this guy here, and he doesn't trust Silas at all, and it all makes sense. And then Elton comes back and hits him over the head, right? And, that's what you do. But in real life, when you hit people in the back of the head, they don't just instantly go out like that, like they do in the movies. And there's a good chance you might actually kill somebody like that. So it's kind of funny when Elton was like, oh yeah, he's going to be out for a while. No? Maybe not. I don't know. He might be dead, actually. Internal bleeding, maybe? I don't know. It's kind of funny to me. And, but anyways, the guy wakes up while they're in here and then gets attacked by zombies, and then we get the nice blood oozing under the door. You know, that's a fun moment. But the whole time, like, he's pounding on the door. They already have the antibiotics. I'm thinking, why don't you go out that door? You know, why are you waiting? That's what I would do. I'd be like, yeah, instead of watching this, I'd just be like, all right, let's get out of here. You know? And then, this part was funny to me again. They look out the window, and they see the globe thing. And then Elton's like, I have an idea. And then they cut right to this. It's Howie Mandel in this bitch, dude. That's what I thought of. And they didn't show how they got inside. And it's just so ridiculous, okay? They would have no way of knowing that. First of all, the thing's attached, right? It's not like they could just lift it up. It's probably really heavy. And how would they know that there's just a hatch you can get inside? Why would there be a hatch you can get inside? What would be the purpose of that? I don't understand it. I think it's funny. It's just silly. I mean, they did it so that they could have zombies running in them. I don't know. It just looks so stupid. I don't know. I thought it was funny. I don't know. Maybe you guys like this. I don't know. It's just funny to me. But then we get this standoff scene here. And this is the best scene in the whole episode for sure. And we get Felix, you know, holding their hostage with a gun to him. And Jadis just gives away everything. She explains why the CRM killed Omaha. I said Panama last review. Omaha. They murdered Omaha, and they're gonna murder Portland. She says it's because they did modeling on the computers, on the poopers, and they decided or realized that, the way the current trends are going, there's no way they're going to be sustainable on their own, and these communities are going to be a drain on the CRM, and they eventually will turn to famine. She said disease. I don't know why disease would be involved, but I guess maybe they run out of medicine or something. I don't know why she said that they would. Running out of food does not automatically mean you're going to have disease, does it? I don't know. I didn't get that part. I do feel like, I mean, this explanation is better than I thought it would be. I thought it would just be like, oh, we had rebels, and that we were worried about rising against us and all that. So it's a better explanation than that. I just feel like, you know, I don't know. I feel like they would try something else. They would try to make them sustainable. What is preventing them from being sustainable on their own? You know, and there are steps that we could take to mitigate that. If they don't have enough crops, you know, you could give them seeds. You know, if they don't have the knowledge, you could send people over there to train them. There's all manner of things, and now it's a very complicated thing, you know, trying to get a colony to be sustainable on its own. But I think wiping them out, she says it's like a mercy. I don't know. Of course, the CRM is evil. They're the villains, and that's great. And, you know, I like Jadis in this scene. She does a good job of explaining it in the only way you really can. She tries to be persuasive, you know, and justify it, say it's a mercy and all that. Of course, that's total bullshit. Murdering 100,000 people is never a mercy. If anything, you would select out. Well, they could have easily just done, okay, let's take the least productive members of society and just kill them, and then they'll be more sustainable, right? I mean, I don't know. If you're already gonna murder people, wouldn't it be more efficient to do other? I don't know. It seems like there's so many other ways you could fix that situation, but you know, it's okay. I'm okay with it. It makes sense more. It makes more sense than I thought it would. I'll give it that. This standoff does go on for a while, but like I said, it's the best scene in the episode, so that's cool. That's cool. And eventually, it gets to shooting, and Huck, obviously, she's the turncoat. She finally does the turncoat thing. Percy gets shot. We already knew that. No, he didn't. Yeah, he did get shot. And then Hope's like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill Mason. It's like, you crazy bitch. I don't think Mason really did anything that wrong. I mean, you were holding a gun to his head. I mean, it only makes sense that he'd try to get away. I don't see. I don't know. What? She's not that emotionally invested in Percy, right? Is she? I don't know. I feel like she really wouldn't be. So I don't know. I didn't really get this. And then Iris comes up and it's like, you're gonna hurt yourself more than you hurt him, or whatever she says. And I'm just thinking, like, Iris, well, I guess Iris would know. She murdered a guy in the first episode, but there was no, like, repercussions shown. She was, like, still justifying it many episodes later. So I don't even think she believes that. So that part I didn't get. I would have thought Iris would be all about it. She's a murdering, crazy psycho bitch. Oh, this was fun. He shot 2 zombies with 1 bullet. That was cool. I like that. And then they drive away. Yeah, Huck does the turncoat thing. Now, here's what I don't get. Okay, Huck takes out a few soldiers. I think it's just 2 soldiers. There is no reason on God's green earth why she wouldn't just take out Jadis right here and there. If she took out Jadis, there's no witnesses, right? Everybody else is dead. There's no witnesses. She could get back in the good graces with the CRM if she wanted. Or at least have some cover. I don't know why. I guess they used to be friends or whatever, but she just admitted to being okay with mass murder. There's no reason not to fucking kill her at all. There's no reason at all. And the only reason they did it is because they want to have Jadis in the last episode. They want to have Jadis in the movies. So, of course, they want the characters to stick around. And that makes sense, but it would have made more sense if Huck tried to kill her and was out of ammo. That would have made more sense to me. Or to have, her, I don't know, Huck, like, had a zombie to deal with. She turns around. Jadis, like, escapes or something, pulls a maneuver, does something. That would have been a much better outcome. It makes no sense that she wouldn't kill her. Make it make sense, please. It makes no sense to me why she wouldn't kill her. Oh, and also, Mason did run away. There was one part of me that's like, I understand why he did, because they had a gun to him, he's a hostage, all that, makes sense. But Jadis literally did just admit that they did mass murder the group, so shouldn't he have some sympathy for that? He was trying to say earlier in the episode that his father wouldn't be okay with mass murder, and obviously he is. So, shouldn't he be more of a turncoat at this point as well? Maybe he should want to come with them? I don't know, it didn't make sense to me. This shot was used in the trailers, and I can see why. It's a nice shot. She's talking to the general, and the general is giving her more soldiers, and is trusting her to take care of everything. And then we have this reunion scene, and again, we have a big coincidence here. Silas and Elton just happen to run into them. Which I don't get. And they have trucks, right? And there's spikes in the road, and the tire blew out. And then Felix is like, oh, our Humvee is too visible by air. I need to go on foot. Bro, you're literally going to people that are traveling in a big truck. Like, they're more visible than you. There's no reason why you shouldn't just take the Humvee. Also, I don't really get why he leaves the kids behind. I don't know. That confused me as well. If you can understand that, leave a comment. I would love to see it. And, and then we get Huck going back to Dennis. I remembered his name, guys! I remembered his name. And, they got the emotional stuff is ramping up. It's kind of working, I'm not really that personally invested in any of the characters or anything, so it wasn't really, I'm not personally getting emotional, but it's nice scenes. And then, Huck just happens to find the shipping containers with all of the gas inside. And that's our cliffhanger for the final episode. And I am looking forward to the finale. Overall, it's a pretty decent episode. I had a lot of criticisms here. A lot of stuff that didn't make sense to me. But overall, the stories, it's fine. It's working. It's okay. I enjoyed it. Overall, it was entertaining. So, 5 or 6 out of 10. That's a good score for me. 6 is more good than bad. So, it's enjoyable. So, I'm stingy with the scores. That's why I don't give review scores very often. So, but just to give you a general ballpark. But anyways, guys, that's my opinion on the episode. Let me know if you disagree. I would love to hear what you think in the comments down below. I'm not mad at you if you really like the show or whatever. That's cool. I would love to discuss it with you. Please like the video if you like it. Want to see more like it, hit subscribe. And we'll be reviewing the finale episode when it comes out. I'll be reviewing Fear as well later this week. And I'm about to record it right now, so I'm going to watch that episode. Alright, everybody, have a good one. Peace out.